Good evening and welcome to Paranormal Path Peeps. And tonight I am speaking to Circle of Friends, Rob and Joe. How are you doing?
All right. How you doing? Good, thank you. Are you?
Yeah, have you had a bit of a break over the weekend or you've been working?
Nah, never have a break.
Oh, bless
No,
you.
no events.
No, no.
We went out last night, didn't we, and did a bit.
Yeah. Something that we did off grid. We thought we'd have
Yeah.
a look at it.
How was it? Was it any good? Is that the YouTube
Um,
video which I posted earlier?
yes, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't get
yeah,
a chance to have a
yeah,
look, but yeah,
yeah,
it's nice to get out though, isn't it? Just do
yeah.
Yeah.
something different and investigate because,
Having
you
the
do the public events. I'm absolutely shattered this weekend. Absolutely
trouble
terrible.
is, like when you're working and stuff as well. It does take its toll by the end of the week, and you're like,
It certainly does. Yeah.
but yeah. So
Yeah,
went somewhere local,
that's good.
and yeah, just popped up one or two little bits, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, there's no. If you watch the YouTube video, there's no. It hasn't got a reputation or anything. It's just an old road. And it's got the sandstone curbing on each side that's flanking it, and it's
Oh,
soil in the middle from where a cart horse, because obviously the soil's easier to walk on than the sandstone.
ooh,
So the cart horse would go up the middle, and you've got the grooves actually in the
The
sandstone.
cart
Yeah.
wheel grooves, yeah.
Like I said, it's not hasn't got a reputation to be haunted at all. But we thought we'd go and have a look.
It's close to a couple of um Staffordshire known areas, let's put it
Yeah.
that way.
right, okay.
Um yeah, if it's not far from the Chained Oak.
No.
Oh, okay.
And
Thought
also,
towers. Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, we think we've got a bit of a theory that, well, it's more dig our team members' theory that the path actually goes to the Chained Oak.
Ooh,
So
interesting.
I know.
The way it lies, it's definitely heading in that direction. Whether it actually went past it or not, it's another matter. But following the track up, it was actually heading towards the chained oak.
So was that the
Intriguing.
original track that the beggar lady? I do. Oh, it's Tracy. Because was that the original track that the beggar lady
Don't know,
stopped the carriage? Who
don't
knows?
know. But
Ooh,
we got
intriguing.
to. I mean, it was quiet. We didn't expect anything. Yeah, it was quiet. But we did some dowsing rods at the end, and we did get some interaction there. Minimal, but it was still
Right.
interaction.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's
We like
it.
doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you
It,
can go to the reputedly haunted locations, can't you? You can do these, but to actually go off grid and to let's just chance it. Let's just see if we will get anything. Because I mean,
yeah,
spirits are all around us anyway, aren't they? So
This is
that's
true.
energy's
right.
all around us.
Yeah.
So
And for
Yeah.
us, we get more of a buzz out of doing somewhere that's got no reputation at all, and then getting some feedback, than going to a location that's actually rammed with spirits and
getting nothing.
get nothing.
Yeah.
When it does happen a lot.
It
Yeah,
does,
it
that's
can. Yeah.
the nature of it,
No,
isn't it?
yeah, I mean, like I said, you could go one night and you could have bedknobs and broomsticks, as I say. You go the following night and nothing.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's
can say
right.
Happy Easter to everyone, yes.
Yeah,
Even though,
happy Easter. I hope you've had a great weekend, everyone. And
absolutely,
it was decent over
absolutely.
the weekend, wasn't it? Until
It
today, where
was.
we've just had rain. So, yeah, unnamed places, they are interesting. There's a local hall to me, and it's all bulldozed, but you've got the original foundations. And I went there
Yeah.
Right.
one day, and my granddad appeared behind me, and you
Oh,
could smell the
Yeah.
Fox's Cassia mint, and
yeah.
he also picked up the SB7 as well. And he said his name and stuff, which
fan-
was great. And
Spot on.
he may
Fantastic.
he may have worked there because there were two halls in my local area. Both have gone,
Yeah.
just foundations. And he worked at one as a carpenter. Did he do some work at the other? And I
Yeah.
don't know. It's too
Brilliant.
late to ask him, but well, I can, but in a different
Well,
way
yeah, obviously.
because we do what we do, don't we? But
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
it is fascinating.
I know. I love. You can't resist it, though, can you? I mean, we're we're due to go on holiday on Wednesday, and I said to Rob, I said, what can we fit in the case that the airport aren't going to think is a
what you
bomb?
can, yeah, say it's what you can get through customs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something else. Like we try, and if we do go on holiday, we try and find somewhere that you know, obviously we're there to relax, but we'll always sort of take
You
a
can't
K2 or
help it.
something and just go and find somewhere that's haunted. I mean, we did Belgium last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
we did a live from an actual trench that was used during World War One.
That was amazing. That was.
Yeah, it was. It was. I'm not going to. Not going to promote spiritual because I do keep on about it a lot. But it came through. Would you please leave? So we left in the end.
Oh, bless you.
But yeah, that was it. That
Did
was
Polygon Wood as well, didn't we?
Polygon Wood.
That was scary.
Yeah,
Wow.
very very scary.
Yeah.
Very very close up. If it's just the trees around you, nothing else. Yeah, it's pretty.
I'll admit the first time we ever did it, this was before we actually started out on our own. We were with another team,
Oh.
and we've said going to Belgium, and they were like, "Oh, can we, go and do a little live for us?" And thing. We stood there, we bricked it, absolutely bricked it.
We're live,
I don't care. I'm honest.
It happens. No, that's fine.
We stood. We couldn't have been more than probably 50 foot in this wood.
Yeah,
And oh, good grief, it felt like you got thousands of eyes on you.
very very close.
Really,
Wow.
Very
yeah.
close.
And we stood there, and then there was this massive scream like a banshee, and we legged it.
We did.
Oh
We did.
my
I mean,
God.
that was
Horrible.
way before Circle of Friends. That was a
Yeah.
long time
We're
ago.
braver now.
We're braver now.
Would you though? You don't know because when you're in the outdoors, you do feel less safe in a way because you don't know what you
Yeah.
are getting. If you go in a
Yeah.
well-known location, well, you
You've
can't
got
be
an
safe,
idea.
aren't
You're
you?
right.
But
Yeah.
you go out in the open, wow, anything
Well,
could
this
come
is in the
through.
middle of like Passchendaele, you've got Germans, you've got Canadians, you've got
Yeah.
British, you've got all
Sure.
sorts, so you don't know. And they were just trained to fight. It's
That's
like,
it.
right.
Kill.
Yeah.
That's the end of it. Kill.
yeah. So
And
yeah,
basically,
that was
wouldn't like
and we
you. It wouldn't
again
like you
everything
either.
exactly.
You
I
know.
know, yeah.
That's it.
Well, one of our Belgian friends, he came with us, and we were walking down this one path, which we found out afterwards was actually was it a training
Yeah,
for horses?
it's actually in Polygon Wood. It's like a long stretch, long track, perfectly straight, and it was used by the Belgian army to train horses and a bit of horse racing for a bit of sport before World War One.
And we actually heard horses' footsteps
It was
behind us.
yeah.
So things like that, you have to question, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you
Right.
people
definitely
say,
wonder.
"Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in spirits?" How can you not? But equally, need to be able to put the other side of things on.
Yeah, but
You know,
I know that I'm communicating with something, and we are getting
exactly.
responses because we can't rule it out. Whether it's
Yes.
spirits, I don't know. I'm only going on what others have said. Like,
Yeah.
people say mediumship works this way. Well, you've heard that version, and that's the best you've got to go on.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
something's happening. I don't know what
That's
or
right.
who. And
Yeah.
sometimes it comes through, and it's someone's family or makes out. It's and that's why I love it.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
always say I've seen and heard and experienced things that I can't explain.
yeah,
So
that's
Yeah.
right.
if that's
yeah.
paranormal, then that's paranormal. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, that's just like me, that's what I say because we had I was at the National Justice Museum and there's this
Oh,
piece of kit, tattoo I was using. So I put it right near the judge's chair in the court. It was going crazy, flashing blue all the time, and it should only
Oh,
go
wow.
blue because of a change of temperature, but that piece of
Right.
equipment does go out with me, does go out a lot. And I'm actually going to Derby Jail on Friday, and Andy Guy is going to be there who designed the kit. So he can see that kit
We've got
playing.
as well.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, we
can
use them as well.
he can see that kit playing up with me because I've had him on a podcast. I said, "Why is this going off? Tell me." And I
Yeah.
think my energy does something towards it. I don't know. But
On this
it,
note,
it's
I'm going to
just
say
like,
thank you, Andy Guy, for actually like designing these things
Yeah,
because
yeah.
yeah,
it was that they are one of our favourite bits of
They
kit
are.
as well.
I mean, we've got 4 of them, and we
I've got
always don't
5.
jump around. We put them in a row. We put
I
them in a
do.
row, and
Yeah, not just
we've had interaction with the 4. We had
yeah,
3. We asked them to light them up. We got 3 lit up. The other one, no, but it was on command. It was on
yeah.
Yeah,
command.
we've asked them to go blue, they've gone blue. We've asked for red, gone red.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
So
So
we carry them all the
Fascinating.
time.
Yeah, they
yeah,
are brilliant. And it's Tracy's due on Friday, so Conjure Quest. So they've
yeah,
booked the jail, I believe, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. And to sort of go out and sort of say, right, okay, Andy, I've told you that this kit goes off. Why is it doing it? You know, because he knows how it's designed,
That's it.
mm,
That's
and
it.
it's nothing to do with EMF either.
No, no,
And
no.
and
no,
that's the good thing about it. Because
yeah,
everyone would
it's
pay
just
to go, oh, it's EMF. Well, you know if it is or isn't. You know,
This is it.
we
yeah.
know, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, I just love it. I love what we do, and I love the people I meet along the way, and
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
great,
And I
isn't it?
think that is a massive, massive part of it. Yes, okay, we're all searching for that proof of the other side, whatever, but it's meeting like-minded people,
Mm,
being
absolutely.
able to share your experiences, being able to, you know, investigate, learning new techniques from other people.
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm not
It's
one of
just
those that,
wonderful.
I don't think, you never go out there and think you know it all, do you? And you
God,
can't
no,
because somebody else, knows something or
it's like
experienced something. It's great.
it's almost like we're all carrying a piece of a jigsaw. And
definitely.
obviously,
Yeah,
if I meet you, I've got my piece, you've got your piece, and then somebody else meets you afterwards. Then you've got you're actually building a picture. And one day, you never know, we might actually get the answer properly.
yeah,
Whether it's in
and
our lifetime, who knows?
that's right.
For me, I don't think I want to know the answer because that's what keeps me coming back.
Yeah, you'd
Mm,
Because
lose
once
the
I know,
interest.
say again,
You'd lose the interest if it wasn't.
yeah,
oh yeah.
If you
yeah,
knew all the answers, then you're not on the mission anymore, are you?
that's it. That's
I
very
always
true.
say I haven't seen anything that satisfied my curiosity yet.
Mm,
Not yet.
yeah.
I'm not going to say I haven't experienced things,
Oh yeah,
but I haven't seen and satisfied my curiosity. I don't think I ever will because
No,
you see something, you experience something, then you want to know more. So
that's
where
right.
does where does your curiosity stop?
That's right. And you just get these mind blowing moments. Like you could have a really quiet night, something totally mind blowing happens. Somebody else sees it with you, and it's like, wow, isn't it?
Yeah, I had one of those.
What was that? What was that
Warmly
then?
Clock Tower.
Oh, right.
yeah,
I'd love to
Uh,
go there.
that's it. It's an incredible place. And there's one of the floors. There's a room where some white witches practice,
Oh, okay.
um, and you can't. You're obviously not allowed in there. But we've been doing a bit. And I walked in and I said, right, I want to stand here. I said, I want Katie. I said where I wanted the equipment, who I wanted standing where. Scooby put on some of his dodgy music. I almost like, I suppose, a tranced out. I don't
yeah,
know. I can't explain where I went, but I
Right.
felt like a plasma ball. And the K2s were maxing out on red.
Wow.
And Bobby, our team member, and one of the guests actually felt like they were levitating.
Yeah.
I know
yeah,
how I've got to say, it did scare me a little bit.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
odd. Very, very odd. I've not experienced anything like that before in my life.
I've not done it since.
No. But I can only put it down to the fact that it's used by these white witches.
It must have been the energy. I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
all I can put it down to. But it was definitely odd. It can't be explained.
No, no.
I don't know.
I was completely and utterly mind blown because I was aware I was completely aware,
Yeah,
um,
that's cool.
but just not there. But I
Yeah,
don't know where.
I've been like that because I felt them get really close to me, and then they'll go, "Oh, you're different, Jackie." Then you think, "Oh, yeah, I am. I'm not with." You know, you're not with it.
Yeah, yeah,
Your head knows the surroundings, but you're just
yeah.
not really with it, and it is strange. And then you sort it
It's
out. But
I'm glad I've experienced it. I'll tell you where else there was. There was what's it called in Lichfield? Erasmus Darwin House.
all right,
And now I don't know whether they still allow anymore, but
Yeah.
we were down in the basement, and it's like the old cold slab where he
There's
used
actually a
to,
mortuary down
yeah,
there.
where he used to lay his
okay,
bodies out.
Yeah.
right.
Um, but again, sort of must have gone to a depth. This was in a human
Yeah,
pension. I'd
yeah,
have gone
I
to
remember that. Yeah.
and I couldn't tell you where it was, but I just all I could hear were the voices, but I
Wow,
couldn't communicate nothing. And it was like being on a different plane. It was
that's
really, really
fantastic.
strange. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
Yeah, I remember that.
incredible.
Right.
but that was in the early days, you see, when we were
Yeah, it was before.
guests and other teams and things. So
Yeah, it's hard
anything
when you
good.
sort of do have guests. You have got to sort of
Absolutely,
keep them
yeah,
away to some degree, haven't you? But
yeah. But
yeah,
it's pushing your own boundaries.
yeah,
So then I think that helps you on your journey as well.
it does definitely. Yeah, but on my
Yeah,
privates, I find a lot of people around me go trancing. Some haven't
yeah,
done it before
yeah,
either. And it's like, but
yeah,
it's incredible what you get when you get somebody who's actually coming out with direct information rather
Yeah.
than you
yeah,
cut into the chase there. And that's what I want to see. I want to cut to a chase. I want to get the proper answers. I've got 55 minutes of this um, nasty UK person, chancing through my mate, and it's just fascinating. She's got the
yeah,
accent and everything, and she really went
yeah.
into detail about the birth date, the death date, how the person
Wow.
died, and everything.
Wow.
And it's all
That's
there in the
incredible.
history books. Like I'd
Brilliant.
heard of this case, but I didn't know all the details and the victim and things like that. And
Fantastic.
it's just like, wow. And,
Yeah.
you're actually talking to this person and wow.
And then
And
you get well, how are we doing that? What's
yeah,
happening? Why? And that's when your
yeah,
curiosity starts again.
yeah.
Yeah. I want. Yeah. I mean, I remember. I got a group of people. Basically, I think it was the first time they'd ever been on an investigation. They've really done anything paranormal before. And they were doing a Ouija board, and my finger was on the glass. Or was it your finger? Was it your finger or mine? One of us, anyway. And somebody said, "You're pushing that."
It was both of us, and we lifted our finger off, and it still carried on. It's
Let's
like,
get going. Oh, you can't blame us now.
yeah,
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 So
that's
yeah, yeah. And the look on the face was like,
it.
"I should have a camera."
yeah. I
Yeah.
know. Body cams out. Do you mind if we record this? No.
But isn't it so rewarding? Like you start
Yes.
off the event and you find out who the skeptics are, and for them to sort of leave thinking, "Oh, something probably happened here."
That's it.
They
Yeah.
might
With that
deny it in
element
the
of,
future, but when they leave that, then they have witnessed something. They've had a feeling, and that happened
yeah.
on Thursday at the Galleries of Justice. Two people, somebody
Nice.
couldn't make it, so these two came. They just had a night out. They weren't even bothered about paranormal. Just sort of went, thought they'd be open,
Something
and
different to do. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's what it was. They were offered a ticket, thought, oh, stuff it, we'll do it. And they actually had some personal experiences. And I said, well, what is it? You know, what have you got? How have you got it? And let them question it. And it's
Yeah.
not somebody
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying,
That's it.
I've got earache and them getting earache. No, it's them getting something. and saying
Yeah.
something independently. And
That's
it's
it.
brilliant.
That's
Yeah.
it.
It's that verification as well, isn't it? You know, when you do things, it's just, and I mean, well, like you say, I mean, we all do it because we love it, because of that curiosity and everything.
Yeah.
But we were
I
it's
thought
rough and
I
controlled.
thought
Take
she
me
was
not
going to go
home.
there.
Oh,
I thought I knew
Rougham.
it.
Yeah, love to go
Have you
there.
been to Rougham?
No, it's too far out my range, which is a
Yeah.
shame. But
Yeah, they only do it through the winter months now as well, which is a shame.
yeah,
But we were just doing a board up in the control tower, and we had a gentleman come through that wanted us to go outside. And we're like, okay, so off we went, board intact, down the stairs as you do. um, said said thank you. He told us who he was,
yeah.
who he was with, um, what plane he'd been on, and where it had crashed. And the next morning we had the whole lot verified. And I swear to
Beautiful.
God, every hair on my body stood up.
I think
I was like, wow.
the last time we went, we had a young lad. Was it young lad? Was it a youth?
Yeah.
A youth, and
It's fantastic.
he'd been riding across. He'd been riding a motorbike across. I think it was
And
in the field.
he pinched his dad's bike or
That's it. He
something.
pinched his. That's it. He pinched his dad's bike, and he basically took off on it, no helmet, and I think he was on the grass, wasn't he? He wasn't on the road, and he came off and I think broke his neck.
Oh,
So we had it
gosh.
verified.
Yeah, I had that verified
We
as
had it
well, yeah.
verified. We saw the creator. Do you know anything about this?
It's an incredible
Wow.
little
So
place.
it was brilliant. Like,
Really incredible little place.
I love the place. I'd love to go back.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a bit far, and they only do it in winter, which is not ideal for us. But if I ever had the chance to go back, I would go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always been on my list because a friend Mark Dudley, it was one of his places, and he actually spoke in Polish. He doesn't speak
that's cool.
Polish. This is the thing. He
I
just
only know it's Smaczne. That's the only
Yeah.
Polish word I know.
yeah, it's just coming out of Polish and yeah.
Brilliant.
Wow.
And
Brilliant.
Yeah.
there's these fascinating things what happen, and we know it happens, but it's not for us to sort of convince anyone else. It's up to them, isn't it?
That's it.
This
That's
is
it.
it. You can only provide the evidence really,
Yeah,
and let them make their own minds up.
yeah,
It's not. You don't want to go around going, well, you see, you can't do that.
yeah.
So
Not sort of like some groups. Like people looking away say something false. Oh, did you hear that? Or people running the group keep going, did you hear that? Did you hear that? When no one else would. But you leave guests to like
exactly that.
react, don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're not
mean,
mentioning them. Copy me.
it's totally unfair because I mean, back at
Yeah.
way back when we first started doing any investigations,
Andy.
and
Oh, yeah,
basically I started off on the fence, and
Hi, Andy.
I was waiting to see something, and I hadn't seen anything, and then we saw some tickets for Alton Towers. I thought, oh well, that's been on most Saunders. That should be all right. So we booked on booked on Alton Towers. I'm not mentioning any groups names, but the medium had got a plywood table, and it was moving that fast, nobody could keep their hands on it.
The thing was, my hands were right next to it, and I could feel it. And then I watched his thumbs underneath, and the table was suddenly flying. And I was like, enough.
We left early. I said to Joe, I said, I'm not. That's it. I've done no more investigations. There's no paranormal does not exist. And then she said, one more.
Oh,
Book tickets.
And this is where it all started.
This is where it all started. Book tickets for Grizzly Old Hall.
Are we making this job nice and easy?
Oh,
yeah, you are. I can't get a word in edgeways. It's brilliant. I love it. Carry on.
No. Squad.
Carry on. Carry on. There's no script here, I tell you. I don't know where we're heading, but we're heading somewhere.
That was question.
That's all good.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was the only male there. It was all women, and I don't know whether you've been to Grizzly Old Hall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's no electricity in there, and it was like dark. Was it?
Freezing.
It was sort of
Pigeons.
September. So again,
Oh yeah, the
Pigeons.
pigeons.
yeah,
Yeah.
Coo. Let's do
and
EVP. Coo.
so again,
So yeah.
Try and do EVPs and you got the doves cooing at each other.
oh yeah,
Nice.
In the background, yeah. What was
They're not
that?
dropping white stuff on you as well. They're more locked out now, by the way. Well, I
Not
think
being
so.
that lucky yet.
Go on. So yeah, anyway, we stood in a circle, holding hands, and the lady at the time was running the team. And she says, "Well, she says, I don't know if you noticed that anybody's noticed the atmosphere change." And I thought, okay. But there's a guy just walked in. He's over 6 foot tall, very burlesque, burly sort of bloke, and very rough looking. Obviously, at this point, I'm a total skeptic.
Yeah,
So it's
vague.
like,
Anyone?
yeah,
Yeah,
come on
whatever.
then.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, he's walking around the outside of the circle." Okay, might have been a draft, but don't forget that there's that many holes in the roof
Ew.
that building.
Yeah.
You could get a gale force wind in there. But anyway, he walked around the edge of the circle, and I felt fingers on my head. I'm thinking, it's like,
Ooh.
I'm thinking,
know.
what? No. Anyway, I started feeling pressure. Now I'm thinking, must be me. But it was pressure. And I said to the lady who was running the team, I said, can I just sort of say I've got fingers on my forehead? Yes. You need to tell him to get off. I said, really? Would you give you F, please? No. You need to tell him to get off. Okay, off. Anyway, it went. I'm thinking, no way. Anyway, she was going to carry on, but I said, can we have a break now? So we went to a break, and I thought, I'm done. Okay, paranormal things do exist. I'm done. I don't. Best part about it, they finished the break and they all left me in the safe room on my own. I'm thinking. So it was like, wait a minute, I'm coming with you. So that was it. After that, I was hooked. So yeah,
Yeah.
And it is addictive.
it is.
It is. It's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I've done 16 or 17 events already this year, either private
Yeah.
investigations or events. It's crazy. I'm on 2 this
It's brilliant.
weekend. And and they're both till 2 o'clock.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, the
My-
second
my-
one I think is a sleepover, so we might
That's
run
not so
later.
bad.
Yeah, let's get some.
Well, no, I'm
you can
going to
get-
drive home, haven't I? So you
Well,
finish at
true.
2
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
night, and then
Yeah.
so we'll see. But
Yeah.
but it's interesting, Rob, how you had that like experience that I'm not doing this, and then that happened to
Yeah,
me. Something happened to me. I wasn't ever going to do it again, and then next day it's like, oh, I want more of this, and that's it.
I know.
I wonder.
Shocking.
Yeah, it was. It was something I'll never forget. I mean, I've been asked about it a few times, and yeah, what got you into it? That basically that was it. It was that just one
Wow.
moment, that one key thing that it basically said, "You're doing it." I thought, okay, I'll carry on. So we did.
I don't know, weren't they? I don't know. I just always seem to be fascinated in it. I don't know. Suppose it's living in an old house when I grew up.
All right.
I don't
Did
know.
something happen in the house then? Did it feel weird or?
I still to this day don't know whether it was something spiritual or whether it was me. And yeah, I don't know. I used to have this is a classic story of I used to have a small girl that sat up on the top of my wardrobe. Now, this happened to me between the ages of probably 12 and 16, which I mean that's prime time sort of, your whole body's changing as a woman and
Yeah.
everything. So this is where I don't know whether it was my subconscious or whether it was. However, my brother did say that we were all out and he saw my bedroom door handle turn and he knew nobody was there. So was it?
Wow.
I don't know. But when I was about 16, she vanished, gone. So was that my guardian angel? Was
Yeah.
that my subconscious. I don't know, but I used to wake up exactly the same time in the morning, and my eyes would just go straight to the top of the wardrobe, and there she was. So I don't know, but the house was
Yeah,
1860. So,
interesting.
but Mum was told she was a white witch. She never practiced or anything, but she'd
Oh wow.
experienced things. She'd experienced things and that. So I suppose I've always had that natural curiosity there. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you tell your mum about what you'd seen as well as a child?
Yeah, she never explained it. She could never explain it either. It's strange, but I don't know. But he's just
Oh
grown from
wow.
there anyway. And then I dragged him in.
Oh bless. Yeah. It's so, like the amount of money you spend on it. And like me going somewhere and driving an hour home at 2 in the morning to return
I
to an
know.
empty house, down country lanes like we mentioned Gresley Hall. I was nearly snowed
Yeah.
in there once.
Oh,
So
crumbs.
it was of all places.
Night amongst the pigeons.
Oh, dear.
Just think of one of the coldest locations on earth. On a hill sort of thing with no
Yeah,
windows,
no
just
heating.
cardboard, no
It's quite
electricity or anything.
it's
It's a
quite an
bit
interesting place there as well.
Yeah,
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 it's drafty as well. And
Yeah.
like it was one of those like, does it happen, doesn't it? You're looking at the weather forecast and it wasn't snowing at the time, but it was potentially going to. So the activity just started and they called it, which was right to do. And yeah, driving home, the M1 had like inches of snow on it. And my
Yeah.
friend actually spun off a country lane and ended up in a field. He was okay, but it's worrying,
Yeah.
and it's worrying, isn't it? Hiya, welcome.
It-
So we've got Wild Bill on as well from the US. So
Oh,
Oh,
welcome.
fantastic.
brilliant. Thank you for
Yeah,
joining us.
Bill.
yeah. But
Is all
we just do this, don't we? And we don't think about it.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
go out with teams I don't know. And you don't know any, but well, I'm getting to know more on the circuit now, obviously. But you just turn up, you don't know anyone, and yeah, you're with them all night. So you're putting a lot of trust into them, aren't you?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely.
And these are all just
A lot of
people that
trust in
you've
trust.
discovered, just people you've found on Facebook, really. And you
That's
see
it.
the group around for a while, and then you see the interactions, and then something comes up nearby. Oh, yeah, I want to go there.
That's it.
I'll have a look
And
at that one. I'll go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, that's it.
I suppose that in a way that's how we started, really.
Mm.
On the back, well, I mean, we were working for before Circle of Friends. We were working for a different team,
Yeah,
which no longer
They
exists.
disbanded,
Yeah,
didn't they?
they disbanded, and
oh,
we
I
thought,
know.
well, and that was shortly before COVID, and we thought we didn't know anything about COVID at that time, and
Yeah,
we thought we're not finished. We're not finished. So
There's still more.
four of us from that team basically set this up. Obviously, the other two, poor Nick, she's back doing behind the scenes work now.
yeah,
They still help us
Yeah, they
out,
still
don't they,
help us out,
occasionally?
and
Yeah.
they still come to our events. But yeah, they basically started it with them, and it sort of
fascinating.
built from
Hence
there.
the Circle of Friends
Yeah, because
Paranormal,
we were all friends,
because we were all
Yeah.
and
friends.
that's what it all. Yeah. Plus, there's a human pendulum thing going on there as well. But anyway,
What, with a ghost in the middle of a circle
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
on the logo?
That's brilliant. Yeah, yeah. But it's lovely how you sort of come on. Like I've worked for different teams as well, and then I sort of book my own locations of friends come along, and I've got 2 coming up, and then now I'm sort of hosting public events with Barry John, and
Yeah.
with
nice. Yeah,
Houston Abbey as well, and gosh, it's a different ball game.
Oh, that one's one of on my list. That one is. I'd love to do Newstead. Yeah,
Yeah,
Newstead Abbey.
it,
Yeah.
it is incredible. Only us and one other team can get in there, so the council are very careful about who sort of gets in.
yeah.
Oh gosh,
So
well, that's
yeah,
understandable. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
it's
mean,
just a
we're not.
fascinating place. It really is.
This is the thing with us. We don't, we're quite happy. We've been on with quite a few other teams
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
It's all support, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
definitely.
We're
Yeah.
quite happy to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Have a look down everybody else's list and think, oh, that looks nice. I'll have a go at that one.
Yeah, it's like SPS are helping us. They've just set up a group of people. That they started doing their own events. I've been on their first one, which was brilliant at Strelly Hall, and they're always sort of sharing, and they share onto Path as well. And it's lovely, isn't it? When
It is.
you don't. I can't see any point in competing. I don't get it. You know what I mean? You're just doing the same thing, aren't you?
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Same in
Yeah.
book. Same in book.
What
And
did
there's
you think
plenty
of
of
Strelly?
locations. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. I
We did
always
it in
have.
November, didn't we?
Yeah, it was. Was it the last? It was the last one we did last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
First time we've been
Yeah,
there. It was all right. That
yeah,
was.
yeah.
yeah. It was. I had a weird thing in the cellar. So basically, I tend to pick up on pain. So I was picking up a pain, and then I sort of picked up on a character, and I started communicating with him. And basically, he was just there. He's like really emaciated, and somebody was with me. And in the end, we're both nearly crying because we felt the release from him. Just
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we acknowledged him, and it's so beautiful. When you sort of get moments like that, and you get that interaction. And that
Yeah.
lady hadn't been on many either, so that was so good. Newstead, it's lovely. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. It really is. And you've got the Lord Byron sort of connection there. And we also got there's something called Besser Stone on the main A60 near it, and I actually picked up something to do with her when I was at the Abbey, which was incredible. And
Wow.
when you tie that up to history, like I was just running a session, and she came through, and it's like wow. And because the people on that one were sort of Mansfield or around the area, where I was getting stuff mediumistically, they were backing it up with the knowledge that they knew. So
Fantastic.
some of
Yeah.
them knew a lot. And obviously you can find getting along singing a song with the
Yeah.
flash in your eyes.
Don't want it to rain anymore. I'll shut up now.
Yeah, I love yours as well, Jamie. Yeah, they're brilliant. But and that's it. We just work together. Like
Yeah.
as with Jamie and the team, we sort of were in the cave at the galleries and SPS, and I did an energy circle. So if you do one of them, you've got to be kind of careful because anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And very
Yeah.
often it does around me. But yeah, it was interesting, like how many people were getting affected. But the
Yeah.
people in that particular group, obviously the team plus the other people with that team, they were sort of all experienced and ready to go for it, and it was fine. So yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I think you have that. That's the thing, isn't it? When you're doing events and that, you've got to judge your
Uh,
guests really carefully.
yeah, that's it, isn't it? And
Yeah,
because I sort of do go out on public events and I do private, it's like there's a massive difference, but you want to sort of tailor it as much as you can towards the guests who are going.
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
And
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Agreed. Yeah.
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 it's
100%.
it's a tough one, isn't it?
It is.
It is because I mean, when you're looking at it, all you've got is a list of names. Yes, okay, some people you'll know,
Yeah,
but other people they're just a name on a piece of paper at that point until you actually get to meet them. And
yeah,
then you're like, oh, okay. And you sort of it me personally, I breathe a bit of a sigh of relief when it goes well because I'm thinking, okay, that worked okay. I managed to put them in the right
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
yeah.
You got to be fluid.
This
If
group
you,
thing is a nightmare, isn't it? Wow.
yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
I did it for one and like, oh my gosh, Barry just changed it around.
Yeah, we've done that a couple of times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
But-
think, well, that
but until-
person does that, and that person, and oh God.
Yeah, but it's until you meet those people, you don't know. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, they were the ones I knew, and it's just where
okay.
to slot them in because you
Yeah.
know how they work and what they like.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you didn't
Yeah.
want somebody who was quiet going with somebody who's noisy because obviously people some use equipment, some want quiet, and it's how to sort that out. And then obviously then you've got the other people who come along who you don't know, and wow,
We
Yeah.
try and work out initially like an experience level. I mean,
yeah,
the first
that's
port of
what
call
we,
for us is have they been with us before? If so, how many times?
yeah,
And you try and sort of what normally happens. Joe will sort of take the experienced guests, whereas you can work on a different level. And I'll sort of
yeah,
because I like explaining how the kit works, K2s and
He's very
repods,
good at that.
I'll take all the people that aren't so knowledgeable, and then just try and sort of, tell them what I know.
yeah, that's
So
right.
and hopefully it works out. But that's what.
And it doesn't always.
No, it
you
doesn't
know,
No,
always.
that's
always.
it.
But that's where we start anyway.
Yeah.
We try and work out. Obviously, well, I mean, there's enough of us to split into 3 groups now.
Yeah.
I have to, if I can I have to, I know this is a bit corny and a bit cheesy, but
Well,
I've got to give a good shout out to our team
No,
because
you
we
need
are all
to.
volunteers. So,
Yeah.
hi team, you are ace.
Yeah,
So
you are
thank you.
brilliant. Yeah, yeah.
Come on
I
then,
know. See
team.
Scooby in there and Natalie in
Let's have
there.
the names. Let's have all the names then.
Yeah,
Come
come on. Yeah, well, Natalie Rose is one of them who's on the
She's our
chat.
historian.
Graham Robertson is another.
Team manager and also lead medium.
Yeah, we've got Nikki
I'm
Gallagher.
sure I've seen Bobby in there. She's from down Gloucester way.
Yeah, Bobby's on there somewhere.
Brilliant.
Roberta. Yeah.
Jane.
We've got Jane and Phil Waller. And we've got Sarah Bailey, who's been on your chat as well. We told them all to. They're not brave enough to come and join us, but
Yeah.
they'll sit in the chat and support.
Oh, that's lovely. That really is.
But yeah, I mean, Nikki's. I mean, she's only just recently joined us, and she's very, very talented medium who is very much learning her. Well, gaining her confidence really. And she's been in. There's Jane. She's been there's Scooby. Yep.
Hey,
They're
Robert.
all popping up now. Yeah, okay. There's Bobby.
Thank you.
But yeah, and it's as well the events. I mean, we do like team training and stuff, things and hire venues occasionally. But it's about it's putting the right people to work together as well.
It's interesting because I mean, like I said, Bobby's Gloucester way, that sort of way. You got Natalie Sheffield, Scooby Wigan, basically travels everywhere.
Wow.
So it's like we're so far apart that if we do something down south, you'll get a different set of team members than if you do north. And it's interesting for us because we do all of them to see how it sort of works different. And it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a massive, massive balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's all part of it, isn't it?
Yeah. So, Jamie, we went to an event once where 2 guests were adamant there's no such thing as paranormal, and every person in the group could hear taps except them 2. They said they must be deaf. And that's it, isn't it? And isn't it so?
For hearing aids.
I mean, no disrespect to anybody. I think some people don't want to.
They don't
be
want
paranormal.
to.
It's like whatever you do, whether you could like throw a white sheet around the room in front of them, you still don't think there's anything paranormal.
Denial.
If you check paranormal hauntings, Charlene's just written a blog about skeptics and sort of like not wanting to see. So yeah, it is interesting. And there's a private I went on where there were some skeptics and they put them all together. So they had a vigil together, and then at the end of it, they complained because nothing happened. Well, it's there, isn't it? So, like, open mind's great, but if you're too locked in being a skeptic,
Yeah.
well, you
Yeah.
know, you,
I mean,
you're
we've
just
all
going to rule
got that
everything
element,
out.
haven't we?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
You know.
definitely.
I mean, in the past, we've had religiously we check, we do a battery check, and if it's not almost new, out it comes a new battery. And I've even had stuff going on of the start of the event before, and basically I thought, no, there's something wrong with that. You know, that's just me, because I've still got a bit element of skepticism in me even now. But yeah, I mean, it's all down to, if you want to believe, you want to believe. If you don't, there's
That's
nothing you
right.
can do. You're not going to believe.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got to be open-minded, definitely.
Yeah, but
But I
please,
think
if you come at an event, please at least try. You know, like Jamie, you know,
exactly.
and
Don't sit
like,
there, you know.
yeah, and
Yeah,
you're
well,
just going to
where's,
screw it up for
where's you
everyone.
been there?
Exactly. I'm keeping
Yeah.
up on the comments here as well.
But
yeah.
it is so
If you don't want
difficult.
to open your mind, you're done. You might as well just, really sign off and go home.
Yeah, it's
Because
pointless you've been there if you're not going to at least maybe. All right,
give it a go.
you might still be a skeptic when you leave.
Yeah,
At least
we're not
give it that
asking.
chance.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if they're there, they're blocking everything, then they'll go calling your team, going, "Oh, that's a rubbish night." Well, you're the
This is it.
problem, you know. It's you who's done this.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we're polite to say so, but
It
that's
is
what it's like.
hard
You know,
work.
it can be. You know, I've had it where, you know, I was leading a group, and in the end, I split it, and I gave someone else a quiet one, so we could get on and have fun, you know, and that was it. But
But this is it as well. It's the personalities, isn't it? And
yeah,
if you have got guests that are a little more resistant, let's put it that way, to the acceptance of, then
yeah,
it is hard, especially when you've got somebody, yeah, really enthusiastic and everything. I remember at Sharp's Pottery, we had 4 youngsters, and they were very,
Yeah.
very sort of, it was the first time they'd ever been on or anything like that, and I was thinking, okay, we'll see how this goes. And they were very sort of quiet and okay, don't really want to admit that I can hear anything or see anything, or but through the night, I think, my enthusiasm, of the team I'd got with me, their enthusiasm, we got them to come on, bring them out.
Mm.
It's like coaxing, if you're a school teacher, isn't it? It's like coaxing the quiet child.
yeah,
Come on, you can step forward. Come on, you can. You're not in a room of people who are going to think you're an idiot or anything. You can, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
just be open. Anything you say isn't silly. Just do. So yeah,
So Joe's been banished then.
and they've come on more than one now.
That's it. Yeah.
So, right, fair enough. We did all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Oh yeah. This is the way though, isn't it? Let them do lone vigil, so everybody else can go and have a play.
I like that idea.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? But yeah, I think we work similar, Jamie. Don't you know? Like you hear a noise, you know it's outside, you know it's that, you know it's that.
Exactly.
We say
Exactly.
it, you know. We're not going
Yeah.
to wait for a guest to go, "Oh, I hear a noise," and then wait. No, it's radiator, love. You know, it's
Yeah.
they might be
Yeah.
disappointed because you've got a reason, because they might be an out and out believer where everything's paranormal.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just do debunk probably too much sometimes.
That's it. Then you've got the flip side of that. That's everything's
Yes,
paranormal. Well,
yeah,
no. Not everything. I mean, when we do our lives as well, it's like, you hear a noise. Oh, that was a car going past, or oh, that was a
yeah,
bird in the tree, or
Yeah.
you know.
Outside lives always. I mean, I love Can't Chase.
That comment's right. Trust takes time.
Yeah,
It
it does.
trust,
absolutely.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I love Can't Chase, but it's like a hear crack and a snap. It's like 9 times out of 10 it's going to be wildlife.
Animal,
That's
yeah,
Yeah, but I do like Can't Chase. We had some really really good
that's
stuff.
an eerie. That can be a really eerie place.
ooh, Oh, I'll have to meet you
Oh,
there
yeah.
one night.
Who is it?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we'll
Yeah.
Please do.
we'll
Yeah.
have to
Yeah,
sort
we'll
something
arrange that.
out. Yeah, I'll get a couple of friends to
Because
come over and
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
we can
want
do
to
that.
go.
If anyone wants
And
to come along,
Jamie's got the Four Crosses soon as well. I'm tempted to book on that one. So that's an
yeah,
interesting place. It's got interesting cellar as
been a
well.
couple of times. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The Stella's good.
and last time I went, Gary Fields did notice there was black-eyed child around. So yeah, that was a bit
See, the Black-Eyed Children are on the
mm,
chase as well.
Yeah.
different level.
Yeah,
Way.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
that
get a
sounds
lot of
spooky. Yeah.
what's it's imps and things
Yeah.
on the chase as well.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I love the chase.
I'm
Brilliant.
not going to say too much because I want you to
No.
come and experience that
Yeah,
one with us.
and so when you are outdoors, it's got a whole different dimension, hasn't it?
It has. It has.
It
And
really has.
you can also cover a bigger area as well.
Yeah. Oh,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
you do have to pick where you go due to people being
Yes.
parking cars.
Idiots. Idiot. Oh,
I
okay.
wasn't going to go down that route.
Woof. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be a bit careful.
we did. We did a. I mean, I hope you still on. We did a. Was it last summer? We did a
Oh.
off-grid event, or not event, but an investigation for ourselves on Cat Chase. And Scooby, I mean, his lead medium, Scooby picked up on something, and basically says, "There's something on there. Going over there. I'm going." So it's like, grab the kit, we're off, and
Well.
I took the shortest. I ended up in shreds. I ripped my jeans, and I ended up with with bramble cuts all over my legs. Because I was going the shortest path to catch up with him, and he was gone.
Wow. Yeah. I went to these.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet. Can I answer that one? The sweet girl
Yeah.
in the picture where he picked that's me when I was younger. Not so
Oh,
sweet now, but
lovely.
that's my horse Dougal. Rest in peace. He's not with me
Oh,
anymore. So
bless you.
my horse of a lifetime that one was. So
Yeah. Imps. Yeah. But
yeah.
yeah, you just got a whole different thing out there, and yeah, there is an issue with people though, isn't there? And a lot, if you do go to these places, you park in the car parks. They're there, and all of a sudden you get 6 paracars arrive, and they don't know what's going on, do they? It kind of
Yeah.
upsets them a bit because you're cramping their
Yeah.
style. Well, lack of it, to be
Yeah.
fair. But yeah,
So,
but
car
yeah,
up.
yeah. Don't flash your headlights, mate. No.
No. Keep the torch off.
Yeah, that's it. No flashing at that. Oh God, no. Ugh. But yeah, there's a place near me, and it's got the Witches Connection. It's got a church, and it's got a walkway where they used to carry coffins down it. Great
wow.
place, and it's a while since I've been. But yeah, that
Ooh.
car park. Yes.
Love to meet you there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the car park, yeah. Yeah, when I first started doing when I first started doing mediumship, I was on a ghost hunting group, and we actually, we went down there, and yeah, it was great, and we were picking up quite a lot, and I think I even picked up where somebody died as well. So it was a bit of the path, and my legs really went funny, like it's like I couldn't step any more forwards because there's something had happened there, but it's
Yeah.
never. But it's a place which floods a lot. It's right near the river. You've got
Water.
the old church. It's fields. It's got a lot.
Yeah.
Then you've got the history with the witches as well. So it's got the vital ingredients, hasn't it?
Place we went when there was was a battle of Bosworth or something.
Right. Yeah.
Bosworth battlefields. That we did a live over. Oh,
No. You're talking about.
Bosworth. The other one. It's not
Oh,
Bosworth.
hang on. Next to Stafford.
I want to go
No,
there.
no. It's Nottingham. Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, the other side of Nottingham.
Yeah.
Going towards Newark. I
Yeah,
can't
going
remember.
out towards
Yeah.
Newark. I'm sure
Right.
there was a
Okay.
it's a battlefield up there somewhere. It's quite a walk.
Yeah.
But you walk along sort of like the edge of the field. And obviously all the field and that was the old battlefield and everything.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Interesting.
I've got it. I'll find it afterwards,
There's a
but
live. I'm sure there's a live for it.
might even have a
Yeah,
live
I have to look at
that we
that.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Long
have
Um,
a
time
look.
ago then.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's over your way, so isn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Sherwood Forest. I'd like to go there.
never been.
No,
Yeah,
No,
never
I
been.
yeah.
haven't. Not ghost hunt. I haven't done paranormal there. Obviously, I've seen the tree and stuff, but yeah, that's kind of interesting anyway in the daytime, isn't it?
Well, there's a tree by us, isn't there, in Doveridge, that's supposed to be where um they got married or something, wasn't it, or
You
something?
know what? I know
Oh
what you mean.
wow,
You
I
know
don't know whether
more
it's
about that
true
one
or
than
not,
I
but
do.
yeah, Doveridge. It's by a church somewhere. I have to dig that one out as
fantastic!
well.
Yeah, but there are so many credible places, and it's just finding them, isn't it?
It
And
is. It
also
is. Yeah.
looking at history because things are hidden. Like I always keep
Yeah.
posting on the page about Nottingham Caves; they are everywhere. and I
Fabulous, the caves. Yeah.
and about what month or so ago, I was invited to a place outside the city. And it had all caves underneath it. And I'd been by it loads.
Wow.
I'd seen it every day. I'd gone by it to go to work. And yet they'd got these amazing caves and tunnels under it. It's like, wow.
Brilliant.
Like,
That's
yeah,
brilliant.
so we will be going back, but it's just so fascinating. Yeah,
It
so many
certainly
different
is.
energies and lots of elementals. And when the Robin Hood Experience was open, he
Oh
used to go
yeah,
to Sherwood Forest a lot, and he used to
yeah,
take the trees and the things from the forest and put them there. I think in the hope of getting elementals in there. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Elementals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's
yeah,
Scarlet
there.
Chase is full.
That's
Yeah.
full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Who's it? Dig that's got that photograph.
Yeah, he took
We've
a
got.
photograph. We kept feeling like something was following us, and he took a
okay.
photo, and it looks like there's something. It's not bird, nothing like that. There's
Yeah,
something now. Whether it's pareidolia, I don't know, but there's something in that tree,
Yeah.
and exactly
wow.
where we thought it was following us.
Yeah,
But
but that's the thing about photos. Like people submit photos and they don't submit the background. Now, a photo zoomed in heavily doesn't mean nothing. If
No,
you
it
say that
doesn't.
you sense something and then there is some sort of image in the tree, then it does give it more validation.
It does.
yeah,
It
yeah,
does.
You
You need the
know,
yeah.
background. You got to have the
yeah.
background, otherwise
uh,
it could be
We're
anything.
still not we're
I've
still
got
not saying it's paranormal, but
No,
it gives it a
exactly.
bit
it
more,
credibility.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
We we were at the German cemetery, weren't we? I
Mm,
mean, I've got an absolute classic picture. I took them seconds apart, took
right.
two pictures. We'd had no activity at all, apart from on Spirit Talker. And it was actually
Yeah.
when we first used it, somebody had
We're not
told
talking
us,
about Spirit
but
Talker.
we're not talking about that. But it was the first picture, nothing. The
Mm.
second picture, there's a mist, and it looks like it looks like somebody crouched in front of the grave.
Yeah. They are.
Wow.
I'm sure they're
It's
on the
it's
page somewhere.
it's probably I've probably popped them on the page
I'm
somewhere.
sure they're on the
Yeah.
page. I think on my
Incredible.
profile as well. It was
Yeah.
incredible. One burst of three pictures. First one, nothing. Second one, somebody. It's like somebody's crouching
Crouched.
close to the grave by a
Wow.
tree. Third picture gone.
The thing is, you can see the outline of the back and almost like the knees bent up
Yeah.
as if
Yeah.
they're stooping down in front of the
Oh,
grave. I
Yeah.
wow.
know. It makes it makes me go tingly just thinking about
Yeah,
it
it does,
now.
Amazing,
doesn't
amazing
it?
photo.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like so fascinating, though, isn't it?
Absolutely. But one of
Wow.
the best pictures I've ever seen, there was a chap who used to come on the events with us, and I think he had been to Bolsover Castle, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
It's
And
Okay.
also yeah.
it was Bolsover, and never been there either yet. But he just was walking away, And he thought, oh, I'll just turn around, I'll just take a picture like that. And afterwards, he looked back, and all you can see is the legs and the feet of somebody walking.
Oh
Because,
wow.
of course, the level of the ground would have changed, wouldn't it?
Yeah, could have done. Yeah,
So, yeah. So where he
definitely.
was sort of suspended, because obviously the ground might have been dug away or whatever, and you can actually just see these feet.
Yeah.
Wow,
Absolutely,
Yeah, he
incredible.
showed
as
me that one.
clear as anything.
Showed me that one.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And that, how can you explain that?
That's it. And you do get these photos. You get a lot of rubbish, but when you get a special photo, and
Yeah.
it's there, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
Bolsover Castle, amazing day and night. Now I went and I didn't know.
Certainly is not. Yeah.
I just thought it was a castle because castles are castles. You've got the ones which are protecting areas of kings, or you've got the
Yeah.
ones where families live. I didn't realise it's an upmarket brothel. That's what that castle is.
Seriously, I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, it's a party palace.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, it's a party palace. Yeah. Because there I was with my mediumship, getting all this imagery, thinking, this is a castle, what the hell's going off in my head? And it's like, my head was like, what? 'Cause
That's a classic.
I know, it is, it was. It was like where they all went and, yeah, parties and stuff. But yeah, it's like the imagery. Like I went in the room and I got this woman lying in a shade long wearing something like a toga or something, which is really random, and she's being fed grapes. And you do this through mediumship. It's like, what the hell's going on here? And then, just off that room, it's got the beautiful ceilings. So you've got the ceilings are all painted with imagery of semi-naked sort of imagery of
Yeah.
the old sort of masterpiece paintings, And then there's a room off it, which was the ladies' room. I don't know what she did in there, but yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, the pantry was interesting. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So it's got a lot to offer. Yeah, but it
Have a look
just caught me out. And
Well, that's it.
you don't expect that, do you? You know,
No,
No, not at all.
no.
picking up stuff like that. It's like, what? And
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Natalie, I know. I mean, obviously she does our history and stuff, but we try to go in as blind as possible, to be
Yeah,
honest. And we always
that's
give
it.
guess. So when you look back and think, oh gosh, I bet I bet Natalie has a right giggle when she's doing some of the research.
Yeah, it just caught me out a bit. Like mediumship's gone a bit dodgy since then, but yeah, you're just getting all this imagery, and it's like, okay.
Do you
And I wasn't wrong.
find you question that sometimes?
When I first started, I did. Then I got used to it, and I was fine. But now I'm not getting it as much. I don't know what's happened, but I'm getting intense pains, like Derby Jail.
Yeah, you told me about that
Oh
one.
my God, that was
Yes.
horrible.
Yes.
So all
Yeah.
of a sudden, I've started picking up pains, and in Derby Jail, we're in I forget what room it is, the punishment room,
That's it.
and I felt like right directly under my ribs. I felt
Yeah.
such an intense pain under both ribs. And it was like I'd
Yeah.
been kicked by something, a horse or whatever, and it absolutely killed. I was nearly on my knees and nearly crying. But you had it as well, didn't you?
I had it at Vernon Gate,
Yeah.
almost the same. Yeah, must have been the
And
same time as you. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so
Interesting.
weird, isn't it? How we
Yeah.
got the same symptoms. We
Yeah.
were like
Yeah.
10 minutes walk apart in a different prison, and we got
Got the same symptoms. Yeah.
But it adds
Yeah.
validity?
Validity.
Validity. Validity.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Natalie says I cringe
Yeah.
sometimes as well. I can imagine.
But
I
yeah,
love it though. But it is all about the history as well. And I love the fact
yeah,
that you you get to. I mean, these venues open their beautiful places to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all. I mean, I know I speak for all of us. We're all very grateful to that. Okay, yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. There's a
Yeah.
charge, fine, okay.
Well, naturally.
But
Yeah.
you get to see parts that you may not normally see.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
so
I'm,
very grateful to everyone.
I'm going to go back to Rougham with this one because because it's so far. We used to go when we did it. We used to go on a Friday. Was it Thursday or Friday?
Oh God,
Friday.
yeah.
And the very first time we went, it was shut. Well, we stayed the night. We did a live
Oh.
that night, and the following day, they come round. He was a bit more than the caretaker, but he was basically looking after the place.
Yeah.
And he opened up these garage doors, and in there there's a Willys Jeep, 1946.
Wow.
And I had a look at it, and he said, "Go on." He says, "Do you want to go out for a spin in it?"
Took us out for a spin.
He took us up the road in this Willys Jeep, 1946.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it wasn't 40, was it 40, 39 to 44, 5. I'll get right in a minute. But yeah, it was an experience. Absolutely. Being
My
driven up
gosh.
the road in that was amazing.
Yeah.
Really loved it.
But it's
Yeah.
all part of it. It's the whole, it's the
Yeah.
whole, oh yeah, what's he say? I didn't, yeah.
If
So
they dug up the
yeah,
places out, it'd be impossible to
Yeah.
investigate them.
yeah,
Yeah. And the thing is, like, places like Matlock Pavilion, they could have a band on that night. They could be making bar money.
yeah,
Yes,
You
they
know,
could.
so instead you're hiring it, so they're not getting income off
Yeah.
that, which would be a lot
Yeah.
more,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
they've got the staff and the ticketing, and they've got the other side to deal with. And that's it, isn't it? So there's like a theatre. If you hire a theatre out, then what could they get in return? And this is it, like
Exactly.
National
Exactly.
Yeah.
Justice Museum. It's everything what's in that building, isn't it?
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
large
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
They
It
do
is.
do
Yeah.
events there. It's really pricey. There are more
Yeah.
pricey places, but
But when
yeah.
you look at it and you look at the staffing, you look at
And the
the,
size.
the heating, the size of the
The
building, you look at what you
size,
get.
yeah.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, that's
you break
right.
that down and it isn't really, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It sounds
The
horrifying, doesn't it? But, at first
Yeah,
when you,
it
say it,
is, yeah. Yeah, but
but
you look at Gresley and compare that to the galleries, there's no comparison.
Yes.
Because of the
absolutely.
history with Gresley Hall, you've got links to a monastery where apparently some of the bricks from there are in the building.
it.
We don't
Yes.
know. It's a form of miners' welfare, and it's just falling apart a bit. To be fair.
Gresley, in the past we've had quite a link with almost a cult. Sort of
Ooh,
the black monks
interesting.
they're known as.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There was a point where we'd done Gresley more times than any other places. It was like second, almost like not anymore because like we sort of branched out a little bit further. But there was a point where we did Gresley more than anything else. So we got sort of
quite familiar with the whole
yes,
thing, the
yeah,
whole picture.
yeah. And it was started to become a jigsaw, and every time we went, a little bit of that jigsaw came in, fitted into place. And oh, hang on, we didn't hear this the last time, whether it was right or not, but yeah,
That was what we were getting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what we're getting, and built up this picture.
Penryn
That's
Old Hall's the same
lovely.
And
way with that.
that's the same with Penryn Old Hall as well. That's probably the more times than anything. Yeah.
Penryn Old Hall, yeah, we've done that equally the same time, that same amount of times as we've done Gresley now. And I mean, we just keep going back with there, and people that have investigated with us, I mean, they're like our little para family now. That they just keep coming back with us because
lovely,
again,
isn't it?
we're building that picture.
Yeah.
And and seeing where we go. But yeah,
It is wonderful. Like for me, I think the place I used to go to most was the Sal, and that Salutation Inn in Nottingham. I've just started going back there again, because that's now my go-to place in Nottingham because the rest of the places have gone, which is a shame. And then I also then got on to know Gresley, so a lot of times, I did go somewhere and it was Gresley. So and then I went Gedling.
Gedling Railway Station. Mm.
Oh, we'll have to.
Top side of Nottingham.
Top side of Nottingham.
Oh, I know Gedling, yeah, because it's
Yeah,
local
yeah.
to me. But I am aware. I think my friends did it. So
Yeah, it's all right.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
we did it for ourselves, and we did it. We went to support.
Did it last year,
Yeah,
didn't
we
we?
bought tickets and went with another team.
ooh, interesting.
A couple of years ago. Pretty good, not a bad place.
Reasonable price
Yeah.
too.
Not the biggest, but it's it's worth going.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Not going to
good.
tell you more.
Aha. Yeah. Yeah. I do like stations anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, anywhere where you've got people showing emotion and coming and going places, and yeah,
We've
it's
got a
there,
few
isn't
this
it?
year that I'm really looking forward to.
Oh wow. Where are you
Going
going
on
then?
to
Come
those.
on then.
Well, Middleton Hall in Tamworth is one that is
Oh, Penrith.
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
We wanted to do that when we very, very, very first started Circle of Friends.
Wow.
But it was exclusive to another team. Well, that's been open now. Can't
Wow.
wait.
I'll keep an eye out for
Brunigarth.
that. Yes.
Yes, we
Now
are.
I've driven by it, and I didn't know what it was. And just driving by it, it's like, whoa. You can feel it just driving by it.
Well, apparently, I've read somewhere that they're going to be turning it into a hotel. So that's
Oh,
going to be. I think this is the last year that you can hire it.
So
okay.
it's not only our event. It's
We're doing a collaboration.
collaboration with Beyond the Grave Paranormal. So yeah,
All right.
so we're joining
Excellent.
forces
Yeah.
there, and
Give them a little shout out too.
Yeah, well, no, that's it, and that's what it's about, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
supporting others as well, because you know, I'm I'm happy to promote other people's events, because like I'm always looking for places to go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, this year it's been absolutely crazy. I don't know how it happened. I didn't intend it to happen this way, but I've even
It's that
screwed up my holidays.
you know when you do that online shopping and you're like, oh, that
Oh,
takes my fancy. Click, I'll
ping.
I'll have that one.
Is my diary clear? Yeah, ping. Oh shit, I can't have a holiday now.
It's like your
But,
Tesco cart, isn't it?
oh, it's absolutely shocking. It really is. And like, I'm so close to booking on the Four Crosses, but I don't know if I'm doing it. I'm in a play around that time, so I've got rehearsals and stuff, so I can't really do a ghost hunt the week
Well,
before I
you
go live on a play. Done it
you
though.
had an interesting thing at the Four Crosses, actually, didn't you?
I did try and I did try and debunk it, but I couldn't. It was when we first started. It wasn't our first event. It's going back, probably 2020.
Yeah,
Something like that.
runner.
About something like 2000. We had long been going. We hadn't done many. I think it might have even been a second event. And I'm standing up in the bedroom. I don't know if you've been to the Four Crosses before, but there's a long corridor, and then you get some stairs at the
Oh
far
yeah,
end.
I've been there.
We were in the end bedroom. We thrown some cat balls. Well, the idea was I was going to throw a couple of cat balls and ask them for them to be thrown back. I threw the first one too hard and it went straight down the stairs. So I gave this lady that was standing next to me a cat ball. I said, "You'll have to throw it because it'll probably go down the stairs again. I'll have to go and get them." So she threw it down, put the lights off. We're in total blackness, and she's standing next to me, and then she goes, "Ah!" At that moment, something hit my foot and rolled away. Well, I didn't know it
Oh,
rolled away at the time, but it hit my foot
yeah.
anyway. On went the lights, and then we're all searching for what hit me. She's wondering what hit her. Anyway, she picked it up, and it was I can't say a musket ball because it was too modern. It was like
A little steel ball.
it was as though it was a ball bearing which had been left outside for maybe a couple of years, and somebody had been smacking it with a hammer. So it basically got a golf ball. It was about that big.
Oh wow.
She picks it up, drops it, and she says, "It's hot." So we're looking for it again. I picked it up, and
Gosh.
it was hot. I held it in my hand. I felt it go cold. I gave it to her. I said, "Well, this was obviously for you." So I wish I'd kept it. Okay, it was,
Could have been in the haunted objects
it
collection.
could have been, but I said, this is something that I've never come across. I can't explain it. I asked. I didn't hear any at that particular point. I didn't hear anybody move, so I can't say somebody threw it up in the air or whatever. But
Mm.
And it was too hot to have just been
It
in
was-
somebody's hands.
it was hot.
Yeah, but
It was-
it doesn't do that. Interesting.
but I can't debunk it.
That's up in the top corridor.
Yeah.
You go up the stairs and go towards the bedrooms and that was along there.
Yeah, long top corridor, and it's the bedroom at the end, and that's where we're
Wow.
standing. We threw the cat ball. Obviously, the first one went downstairs, and I got the lady to throw another one.
Need to practice playing bowls. Sorry. But yeah, you'll enjoy that.
Yeah, it's a good place to go.
Sounds good. Natalie, on about I'm a Celeb venue. I couldn't get
Gurrick Castle.
I couldn't get my head around that place when I went. It just, I don't know, I just couldn't get it. And in the end, I spoke to a lady who was married to the guy who did it, mediumistically. So it confirmed to me the whole story. And which
for us, it was non-stop from the minute we started to the minute we finished.
Yeah.
It was just constant.
it was just weird for me. No, when I went out, I went before you because you went.
Yeah,
I think I went in October or something, and you November or something.
No, we weren't far apart, were we?
Yeah, I think you were after, and we didn't get a lot, but then just speaking to this woman, it just wow.
Yeah,
that was.
yeah.
When mediumship does kick in, it was like fascinating because I just couldn't get my head around the place. It wasn't right. It was wrong. That's all what was in my head. It was just wrong. And
there's a very strange balance to it, isn't there?
Yeah, it's just not right. But
Mirror scrying was the one for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, my experience with mirror scrying, basically we've got photographs of it because it was so unreal. Normally, you'd set from what I've experienced in the past. Normally, you start scrying, you give it like 20, 25 seconds, something like that, before you actually start and see any change. But this was like instant. The young chap who was doing it, basically he took on the
it's like a demon almost.
I was going to say demonic.
Got horns.
And
my gosh.
Yeah. We'll have to show you that. I'm sure they're
He's never done anything like that before either.
I'll have to show you the photographs because like that well, I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
Incredible.
Yeah,
I've just read that Jamie said about the name was called in the corridor.
Yeah,
spotted that.
Yeah, that's beautiful, isn't it, when that happens?
Yeah.
I need to check the date. I know it's June, and my play is on in June, and it's all about what my play is. Well, no, I can't do that and then do get in for a play.
Oh, come and look after your dog.
Well, I could travel that far. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just Scry was a real.
Yeah. It was naturally. I've never seen anything like it before.
Wortley Top Forge as well. We've got, haven't we?
I've not been there before, so I don't know what about either.
I've been there with Leslie, Team Spirit Paranormal. So I went there on a private. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, wicked. That's another one I've wanted to do. And because it's a Friday, it's not always been convenient, but
Yeah, we do struggle in the week.
Good one.
Don't we?
Wanted to do that for ages. Yeah.
You've got a lot of different build sort of spread out sort of thing. And then, so it's good. It's good. I went with Leslie and
Have you been to Alison Funeral Parlour?
No, because it's Hull. So I've only been to one place in Hull, and that was disaster.
Oh.
Yeah, it rained. It'd been a period of time where it rained continuously. It's around COVID. Yes, I didn't have a dog, so that was 2019. and I don't know, maybe. Anyway, it rained, and it had rained for weeks. So we're upstairs, and the floor was wet through the carpet, and you're squelching on it because I tried to sit down and got a wet arse. Basically, you don't expect the floor to be wet, do you?
No.
So
No,
then
no, no, no.
it started going about midnight. Got called downstairs, and basically we had to abandon because water was going through the fuse box. It's going through the kitchen ceiling because the
Oops.
roof was leaking, and we had to get out. So I got stranded in Hull. I was due to spend the next night in Cleethorpes, so I couldn't really come home because, so I had to pay an extra night in a hotel because it wasn't all night, you see.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
then there's an issue with the team as well. So it all went messy, as you do. But yeah,
We do, Jamie. Yes, we have quite a
yeah,
few.
yeah,
Give it a plug. www.clf-paranormal.co.uk. All our events
yeah.
are one, while the Bronnygarth one is on.
And Jamie, if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to write your team in the chat as well, so yeah,
Absolutely, yeah, and we'll give
yeah.
you a like and a follow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, that's it,
absolutely.
and that's what it's about, isn't it? Just meeting different people. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
like to go to Anison's. Oh,
How
Mill
did we go?
Street Barracks.
Armley Mills. Armley
That's
Mills. We went
Leeds.
with.
Yeah, I fancied that one
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Who was that with? That was with Midnight Paranormal and Haunted Echoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd love to
Fabulous
meet
bunch of
them
guys.
Yeah.
too. Charlie
Really
Rockford.
lovely.
Yeah, I
You
spoke to
really lovely
them.
bunch. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Yeah. Ever so nice. I mean, I know they've got an event on there. I think it's either this weekend or close by. But yeah, love to go back with them. Brilliant. Thanks,
Thank
Jamie. Yeah.
you.
yeah. There
Yeah.
you go.
Make a note of
So
that.
yeah,
We'll
great
give you
team.
a
So they've just started out, but they've worked for different teams. They've got loads of experience. And yeah, Strally Hill was good, and they've got quite a few sort of there. And
fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
so definitely recommended. And they
We're always
came
getting some
to
more kit as
our
well.
they came
Oh,
to our event, at the galleries, and
Yeah.
it was lovely just working with them, and
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
first time really. And
We're
sort of going to
hoping,
the
I mean,
para meet, so I'll see him again. So good.
yeah. I don't know whether we're on with the parameter, are we? I don't know.
Uh, we
Don't know.
do. I mean, we do.
We
The
need
problem is
to
we
we
get.
need to do things like that.
Yeah, I mean, we say it continuously. Do need to sort of get ourselves out there and do the meets and sort of
Yeah,
that sort of thing. But we get
You
too
get
sort
so caught up with the
yeah
events and things, don't you?
yeah
yeah,
with our own
that's
stuff,
it.
and we realized there was a meet last year, and it basically clashed with an event we put on, and we thought
Oh,
we're thinking like we could have gone to that.
Because we are very sociable, as you can probably tell.
yeah. Oh, bless you. Yeah,
We
yeah,
do like to meet people.
yeah. It is nice because it's the last Saturday and Sunday of May bank holiday. It's that
Right, okay.
weekend. So and yeah,
We'll jot it
so
down anyway.
I'll have a
yeah,
look at that one.
yeah.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
it's reasonably priced as well. It's not a lot, so about 30. I don't know what it is anymore, but yeah,
Yeah, I'll probably
it's
come down, come
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. So that's in Hinckley. So
yeah.
yeah.
Hinkley, that's Neil
Oh,
Oh
Paxton's
bless
yeah,
you.
place, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
N3PRC.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
we've got
bless
that
you.
booked. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, have you? All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Cool. Yeah, I've got it
yeah,
booked twice, and
yeah. Been there a
I'm
couple of
actually
times. Yeah.
well, I've hosted there, so yeah,
wow,
it's well frequently, yeah. So basically, it opened 7 years ago. I started going 6 years ago, and I'm hooked on it. But thi- this is the last year
It's
because Neil's actually retiring. So
I don't know that.
yeah, so so they're going to make the most of it this year. But I go to Derby Jail this Friday and then Hinkley on Saturday with a team. So
glutton for punishment.
and I was at Hinkley
So now your
well.
body puts up with
To
it. Yeah, terrible. I
well,
can't do late nights.
I've been shocking this week. I really have. Oh bless you. But yeah, I've just been tired this weekend.
Say bye
We've
to
left
everybody who's got to go.
oh yeah, everyone's going, but yeah, but I just love what we do.
Yeah,
Likewise.
yeah,
And I'm loving the
Yeah.
picture of Whitby Abbey behind.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and That is I haven't done anything with that picture. That is an
Beautifully.
actual photo. So I didn't realise. So I just took the photo into the sun. You know, never take a photo in the sun, so I did. And I put it on Facebook, and someone says, "Oh, it looks like you've got a ghost over the abbey." It's the way the clouds are and the way the sun's come through it. And
I
it's
will
like,
send you.
wow. So,
Yeah.
you know, obviously it's not a ghost, but, you know, that's going to be on my book cover, which one day I will get out. That's
And we
another
will buy,
story.
and we will
Oh,
read.
bless you. Oh, God. It's one of them, you know what I mean? Dear. Been trying to
I'll
publish it
send you a picture of
so
Whitby
long.
Abbey that I've got actually, and I
Oh,
took. And you're saying about the clouds. This was daytime, and it looks like an angel above the abbey.
oh my gosh.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll send you.
This
Yeah,
this this was daytime.
yeah.
In fact, one of you can't see because you're in the way, but one of the bit picture it just had a little bit of blue sky because it was a darker sky anyway, but the sun was trying to get through. But then there's just a little bit of blue. But oh yeah,
Fabulous place.
Jamie's got an addiction as well, and yeah, it is, isn't it? And you lose your weekends, don't you? You know,
You
you
do.
work all week, and then weekends you're doing this, and like you're kind of
Live on
tired.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. Coffee.
Yeah,
Uh,
coffee and Red Bull.
Yeah, I've got an espresso virtuo machine.
All right, okay.
That's really strong coffee.
We need some of that then. Yeah.
So you know,
Palpitations the next day.
it really does help at work.
Didn't even
At work
see
from home.
Andy saying Whitby's another amazing place. Sorry, butting in there. Sorry.
Absolutely stunning. No, it's
We
fine.
did an event there, didn't we? At in Whitby.
Wow.
Yeah, we did a couple at it's a goth shop, and it's close
Ooh.
to Weatherspoons in Whitby, and yeah,
Is that over the river near the Abbey side?
no,
Probably.
No, the other
opposite.
side.
Oh, oh,
The other
okay.
side.
I'm trying to think.
Near the
It's
whalebones.
no,
No.
That
You know where the
side.
train station is?
the left bridge.
Right.
Where the
Oh,
where the train
yeah.
station is. It's not far from there. It's
Yeah,
just
train station's
Oh,
more.
across
okay.
and up the back streets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shop, and it was a workhouse, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's an old
Um,
workhouse.
and it was for children. And there's a lot of spirits there of actual children that are basically stuck.
Ooh.
And the guy
Ooh.
that runs it still thinks he runs it. A really tall chap. They think they've got a photograph of him when he was alive. And yeah, that's it's great. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
It's good. Yeah.
train station.
And yeah, we've had some really good interaction there,
The
haven't we?
chappie who runs the shop now, he does a lot of our t-shirts and things. He does
Oh,
our printing for
lovely.
us. Yeah,
That's good
so
when you've got the contacts, and it helps both
yeah,
ways, doesn't it?
yeah.
You know,
And I was sat in the Weatherspoons there as well, and I picked up. I sat there and I was starting. I'm conscious of the time for you. Sorry, rattling
no,
forever
it's
on
all
today.
right. No, there's usually a show on at past, a Dark Rose show, but it's not on
I'm
this
sorry.
week for Easter,
That's
so
all
we're
right.
fine. We're fine.
I sat in Weatherspoons, and I started to laugh. And Rob says, "What's the matter with you?" I said, "You got a guy." And now I don't do this very often. I really don't, and it's a side of me that I'm very new to, and very much embracing at the moment, but a little bit sort of, okay. And I said, "You got a guy standing next to you." He says, "All right, okay." I says, and he's laughing. He said, "Come on, hurry up, get on with it," because Rob sort of talks, takes a while to tell a story sometimes. And
How rude.
anyway, I said, "He's back." He says, "Well, tell him to, do one." And I said, "He's just laughing." I said, "He's just laughing at you." Anyway, I said, he says, "Go on then, what's he like?" I says, "About 17, 18." They came out with a name. I said, "I think his name was James." That was it. I said, "It's something." I said, "Something to do with the water." I said, "I can't pin it." I said, "Whether it's something to do with the fishing boats or what, I don't know." Anyway, just ignored, carried on, had my gin, had my meal, whatever to do. And he really wanted the attention. Anyway, sort of got he didn't give us a message or anything, but like he went in the end because Rob was just like, no. And afterwards, I googled it, and there was a young lad that was 17 or 18. I think he was known as James, but he's now I can't remember what his name was now, and it was something else, but he was known as James, and he died. His dinghy or something had gone out to sea,
Oh my gosh.
and he
Wow.
drowned. And I was like,
Oh, bless you.
but yeah, I mean, I don't do that, and it's very sort of.
All I can say is he could have waited until I'd finished eating. Rude.
Yeah, with the pint. But
yeah.
yeah, I love this mediumship side, but at the moment things with me are just a bit off, and I don't know. I've got
But I
another lesson
think
tomorrow.
your body. It's almost like your body says, "Have a rest, just for the
I've
moment."
I've got a past life issue at the moment.
Mm.
It's a bit of a dude.
Bit of
He
a
came
dude.
through. He came through to somebody at the Galleries of Justice last week. I wasn't present in the room, but he would be around, yeah. But yeah,
It was time for him to say bye bye.
yeah, he's not nasty. It's not nice. But yeah, you know, and whether he's stopping, and a lot of the locations are doing Nottingham. It turns out he's got links with it, as has my past life. So
Ah,
it's been a bit crazy. And my friend, he has pulled through my past life when my past life was trapped in an oubliette. He's pulled him through in trance, which was really horrific to see and watch, and for
oh
him to be
wow.
shouting to like get
Yeah.
me out the oubliette, and me knowing it was me in a past life, and a great medium actually picking up also the same thing as what. And I think he tried to come through at the galleries as well,
Oh wow.
and it is a bit, isn't it? So yeah,
Mm.
it's interesting, and we carry on and we do what we do, and
We
uh,
do,
see what
and we
happens.
still learn, and we continue to learn. And I
Yeah, and
don't think any of us will ever know everything.
I kind of don't want to.
No, nor me.
It's it's a
Nor
thrill of
me.
a chase. It
And
suits
that's
the
what keeps
way
us
my
coming back.
head works. My head works like with mysteries and what if, and trying to
Yeah.
work out, put two and two together and see what I can get, and
Yeah.
then no, you've got that wrong, and it's your mind, isn't it?
It is.
I'm gonna have to replay it back this because it's Andy said that look was brilliant, Rob.
Oh,
And I'm thinking, okay.
yeah. You could get your own.
Look back now.
You could get your own back now, Rob. What you want to say?
Gone. It's gone.
Brilliant.
Oh,
Blimey, Jamie's on house already.
yeah,
Thank you,
Jamie, the old
Jamie.
Thank you
prison.
very much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Gloucester one, isn't it? Is it?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
Gloucester,
Yeah.
Northwich, yeah.
Northwich. Yeah.
Northwich. Yeah.
We sat because I had a bit of a health issue. So I sat and waited while everybody went for a walk around. And where we were sitting, there was the cells to the right of me, and I definitely heard shuffling, feet shuffling and chattering.
Wow.
And
Brilliant.
that I was like, wow, okay, this is going to be an
Already. Yeah.
interesting night.
I want to go here.
Good
Yeah.
place.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's really good,
Yeah.
place.
Bit of a trek, but it's a good place.
Yeah. I've seen that just started cropping up, and I sort of shared it on
Yeah.
my page, and someone contacted me and said, "Do you know it?" I said, "Well, no, I don't. But I sort of got them in touch with somebody who I knew who had mentioned it. So and that's it, isn't it?
Rodeo
You've got a little
Paranormal,
network, huh?
Rodeo Paranormal, I
Yeah,
think
right.
that run it. Yeah,
I've not heard of them, but
yeah, nice
you know,
bunch as well.
Yeah.
but I did contact somebody more that direction, and she just said, yeah, it's fine. And
Yeah,
there is a behind the scenes network, isn't there? Like people want
yeah,
to chat, they contact me, and what happens happen. And it just stays there,
yeah,
doesn't it? And it's
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I mean, we'll help anybody.
oh, bless
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're not
Yeah.
precious on things, so yeah.
No.
No, that's
No.
it, and I appreciate that, and that's the thing, and that's why I do book on your events, because It's
You're very
just
kind.
it's just about the same. Just getting on with it, isn't it? No ego, no
Yeah.
rubbish, and you just don't want that
Absolutely.
rubbish, do you? And there's
Yeah.
just too much of it. And
No, we try to stay out of that.
God, yeah. Yeah, it's usually somewhere around me, to be fair. But yeah, it's when you do know so many people, that's the issue, isn't it? And you just
Absolutely,
Yeah.
can't get
absolutely.
involved in it. It's like, no, I don't know. Because when I used to first start doing podcasts, it's like, well, that person don't talk to that person, so I don't want to upset that person. But now it's just like, oh, stop it. I'll speak to her one to, and
I
you
find it.
do, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I find it a bit unknown when somebody will come up to you and say, "How are you, Rob?" I'm thinking,
Mm.
"Hi."
Hi, who are you?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's happened a couple of times. Hey, Rob. Oh, yeah.
I've got around that because I'm great at having a full blown conversation, not actually know who I'm talking to. After going, hi, whoops, that's a confession. There you go. But at the same time, I've got it now that if I'm going somewhere, I'll go, oh, come and say hello to me when you get there. So you've got
Yeah.
to kind of make a
Absolutely.
list of who
Yeah.
these people are. So then at least
Yeah.
you've got some idea.
And I think that's really good. And we will say that as well. So if you
Yeah.
come on one of our events, please come and introduce yourself. So we can say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie, just say hi. But
Yeah,
but people with the same love coming together, and that is
100%.
it,
Yeah.
isn't it? And yeah, just do what suits you. Just because somebody does something, don't mean you have to. You've all got your
Exactly.
different path
Exactly.
and journey, and that's it, isn't it? And yeah.
Absolutely.
But I want to thank you so much. Like, it's Easter Monday, isn't it? And
It's all
I just,
right. You've been
I just, yay! So this is your first podcast, isn't it? And
It
you
is.
do,
It is.
Did we pass? Did we
yeah,
pass?
you definitely did, yeah. But you do host your own. It's Circle of Friends. So is it a page and a group, or just?
We've got a page now. What we do is people that have been on sort of 2 or 3 with us, well, probably 3,
Yeah.
then we put into a private group
Yeah,
where we do discounts and things and
yeah,
maybe
Or
some more off the grid things and that.
private events, that sort of thing.
yeah,
Basically,
yeah.
we like to say thank you to everybody who who turns up and
God bless
comes with
you.
us.
Absolutely.
We're privileged
Yeah,
to have everybody there. So we
Yeah,
do.
because we can't do it without you
No.
guys, you
yeah,
know.
that's right.
Eh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, it's the support either way, people paying to come on the events helps us to be able to
Otherwise,
look forward to
yeah.
other events.
yeah, that's
Um,
right. And that's
I mean,
it.
we don't take
Yeah,
anything out of it. It all goes back
yeah.
into the business to
Yeah.
Yeah, just to get
put further.
located
Yeah,
because it is,
yeah,
what with the travel, the food, snack, coffee, and
exactly.
everything, and the kit which goes missing, gets left
Yes, cat
everywhere.
balls and cat
Yeah. Cat
Of
balls.
course, yeah. But yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
think we've
a
ever
cheap
ended up with
hobby.
anybody else's stuff yet. So some of
No,
us.
it's true.
Yeah, no, I haven't. It's a shame. It'd be good, wouldn't it? But then, anyone here,
Absolutely.
anybody went to this location, but yeah, but thanks so much for the chat. Really appreciate it. And
You're
thanks
very
to
welcome. Thank you for
everybody.
having us.
Yeah. Thank you for putting up with us.
No, you were wonderful. You really are. That's, it's
We
brilliant. I
do
really
talk.
enjoyed it. No, brilliant. So yeah, so the page and group. Also, thanks to everyone who's commented. Hope you've all had a very good Easter. And we've got another bank holiday coming up soon as well. So,
You might
yay!
get us on that one as well if you want.
You're used to it
Why?
now.
That's the point, isn't it? Yeah. I've got to try and squeeze a holiday in. Oh, bless you. Thanks, Andy. So well
Thank
done on your
you.
first
Thank
bank
you very much.
holiday.
Thank you.
But thanks, everyone, and it's goodbye. Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much for watching. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.